how does your younger brother support them? Does he live that way or what?
I, I don't know. It's always been since we were little. He's always been an Arsenal fan.
Mm.
It's just it's just so we've always had that banter where when whenever Arsenal's winning, he goes, "Yep, I told you," and then when Manchester United's losing, it just proper rubs it in my face. And I think that's where and my little boy is an Arsenal fan as well. He's supposed to be Tottenham. But it's not. It's just Arsenal. I'm like, what's wrong with everybody that's close to me wants to be an Arsenal fan. Thank God my mom
How,
isn't.
old is your little boy?
He's 17 now. He's no longer little.
17. Not
Yeah,
so little, no.
not so
No.
little. Yeah, not so little anymore. So
But he's an
he's
Arsenal fan, right?
he's an Arsenal fan. So and he just won't shop about it. So it's made me take him to Arsenal to get him some of the Arsenal, memorabilia, and I said, I don't particularly want to go with you. Yeah, but he goes, yeah, but you have to come with me, Daddy. I'm like, all right. So yeah, so that's why I don't like Arsenal. The other teams like Manchester City and Liverpool is just because they're just close rivals. I don't like close rivals.
Mm.
So it's quite a lot that I don't like. Yeah. Talking about close rivals, Liverpool. They did it, and they did it in a
Yeah.
spectacular fashion, didn't they?
In style.
In a
Yeah.
style, and I hate to say this, but I was happy for them. I was just happy for them. I don't particularly
Mm.
like Liverpool, but I was on this occasion. I was like, yeah, go on, yeah, good on you. So what did you make of it? Liverpool finally winning it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all known they were going to win it for quite a long time because they've been a fair way ahead of Arsenal mainly, and Arsenal were dropping too many points along the way. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm quite pleased. A lot of fans, I think, for some reason, don't like Liverpool. I don't know whether it goes back a few years when they kept winning everything. I don't know, but they hadn't actually won the league. They did win it in 2020, didn't they?
They did, yeah.
The COVID year, so they couldn't really celebrate, which was a
Celebrating it.
shame. And of course, that's when Klopp won it with them. I think really a lot of us have said, me included, that Slot has had an easy time of it because he simply inherited Klopp's team. Well, in a sense, I figure that's a bit unfair, even though I've taken that view myself, because it still means a new manager. He's got to get to grips with the team. A manager's a bit like a conductor of an orchestra, and if an established one goes, the new one still has to, ingratiate himself and get the players believing in what he's doing. So I think he's perhaps been a bit underestimated. He's done really well. He's obviously passionately driven. It was good afterwards when they were saluting all their fans, and all of the Liverpool people, including Slot and his coaches, all had this specially printed shirt, didn't they? Champions 24, sorry, 24, 25.
Yeah.
And it was good to see that even the hierarchy of the club there, the
Yeah.
manager and his people, all were, effectively dancing around and doing all those things because of the pure joy of winning. Let's face it, what is a very, very tough competitive league, even though maybe there's two or three leagues within that league,
Mm.
there's still a good top six, top seven who could win the league, the Premier League. So
Mm.
it's a great achievement for league, the Premier League. So
Mm.
it's a great achievement for him. But I think it's going to be fascinating to see how they get on next year because they may continue, but we know they're going to lose players and they're going to be buying players. I didn't like hearing rumours that they want to buy Adam Walton, for example, which the big clubs
Right.
they will be circling Palace's players and other teams who are producing good players. And I
Yeah.
don't like the idea that they will buy him. But equally, any player will think, well, do I really want to go to one of the big clubs? Because that's not going to guarantee me games every week. I might be
Yeah.
sort of second, third, fourth down the list of midfield players or strikers. So I'm hoping that Adam Walton, particularly, might think, well, do I really want to risk not playing every week? But yeah, it will be interesting to see because I think Van Dijk is going, as far as I know. Salah seems to be staying, doesn't he? Which is good.
Yeah.
But I'm no doubt one or two other players will be end of contracts or leaving anyway. So when he actually starts to mould his own new players in with what there is still there, that's going to be where he shows his real quality. But I get the impression he's a very good manager. I mean, I don't know about you. I'd never heard of him before he came to Liverpool. He was one of those people under the radar, really.
Yeah.
He's a Dutchman, isn't he? I believe he comes from the
It is.
Netherlands.
Yeah, it is.
But
Yeah.
he's clearly his heart is in it. He's a bit like Glasner. He's so enthusiastic. He loves the whole thing. And that counts for so much. That's like an extra goal start for teams when you've got a manager who you believe in, who creates this great team spirit around the club, which clearly he has done. So I've got nothing but admiration for him, really, and for Liverpool. They showed on Sunday, I think it was, wasn't it, the game,
They did. Yeah.
what a class team they actually are. What was it,
Yeah.
5-0, was it?
5-1.
5-1, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was, I watched the game and I then switched over to the semi-final as well. I watched a bit of both.
Yeah.
But yeah, they played well. And of course, they can bring on good young players like Harvey Elliott, who's excellent. You know, he's tiny, isn't he? But he comes on and he's a real class act already at his young age. And
Yeah.
they've got other players who come on like Jota and just full of people, you know, a great bench to bring on to boost things, to get, you know, fresh legs out there. So clearly they're going to do well again next year. Will they do at Manchester City and win it again? Who knows?
Who
I don't
knows? You know?
think they probably will. But as I say, who knows what will happen? But no, thoroughly deserved Premier League win, in my opinion.